Grace in how you carry yourself is not about perfection, it's about presence. As women grow older, the way they move, the way they sit, the way they simply enter a room speaks louder than any accessory, outfit, or hairstyle ever could. Grace is an energy, a soft yet powerful reminder that strength and calmness can exist in the same person. It's the tilt of your head when you're listening to someone, the way you place your hands when you talk, the steady rhythm of your steps that say you know exactly who you are and you're not rushing to prove it. Grace is never about rushing or forcing, it's about flowing in a way that feels authentic. When a woman carries herself with grace, people notice without even knowing why. They see her walk past, and something about her feels balanced, composed, and assured. She doesn't need to command attention with noise or flash because her energy is enough. That kind of presence doesn't come from trying to look younger or pretending to be someone else. It comes from the quiet strength that builds over the years. Life teaches lessons that no magazine or beauty tutorial can. Every hardship, every victory, every choice, it all shapes how she stands today. And when she stands with grace, it's not just physical, it's emotional and spiritual too. You can spot grace in the way she handles conflict. Instead of raising her voice, she steadies it. Instead of proving a point through anger, she proves it through calm confidence. She knows that dignity speaks louder than shouting, and poise leaves a lasting impression long after the words fade. That control doesn't come from being passive, it comes from strength. It takes power to remain calm when you could lose your composure. That is the grace that makes a woman unforgettable. Grace also shows up in the smallest moments. It's in the way she thanks someone genuinely, the way she holds eye contact without making it uncomfortable, the way she makes space for others without shrinking herself. It's the ability to be present in a conversation without checking a phone, to acknowledge someone's presence with a warm smile, to offer kindness without needing recognition. These little gestures create an aura that feels welcoming yet commanding. It's not something that can be faked because grace is felt, not just seen. Even in how she dresses or presents herself, grace plays a role. It's not about expensive clothes or chasing what's trendy. It's about choosing what feels right, what reflects her personality, what allows her to move freely and comfortably. There's nothing graceful about being trapped in an outfit you hate just because it's fashionable. True grace is wearing what enhances you, not what disguises you. It's about harmony between who you are and how you show up. When that alignment exists, you look stunning without effort. Grace is also knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Wisdom is often carried in quiet restraint. Not every moment needs her opinion, not every conversation needs her approval, not every argument needs her presence. A graceful woman knows when her words will build and when they will only add noise. That self-control is magnetic because it shows that she is led by wisdom, not by impulse. As the years pass, grace becomes a deeper kind of beauty. Skin may change, hair may silver, but grace does not fade. It only grows stronger. It's what people remember when they describe her, even when they can't recall the details of her outfit or hairstyle. They'll say she had a way about her, a presence that made others feel calm, seen, and respected. That is what makes her stunning in older age, not effort, but grace carried in every step, every word, and every gesture. Confidence in your presence is the kind of beauty that doesn't fade with time. It only grows stronger the more you learn to trust yourself. When a woman reaches a certain stage in life, she realizes that the approval of others is not what defines her worth. She no longer needs to shrink to make others comfortable, and she doesn't feel the need to constantly prove who she is. Confidence is not arrogance, it is quiet assurance. A steady self-belief that shows up in how you stand, how you speak, and how you look someone in the eye. It is the unshakable knowledge that you belong in every room you walk into without having to ask for permission. Confidence is magnetic because people are drawn to certainty. When you carry yourself with confidence, it sends a message that you respect yourself, and that respect sets the tone for how others treat you. It's the reason some women can wear the simplest outfit and still look like they own the room, while others with everything polished still feel invisible. Confidence is the difference. It doesn't come from what you wear, what you own, or how others see you. It comes from the way you see yourself. That inner dialogue, the voice inside that says, I am enough as I am, becomes visible to everyone around you. This presence is powerful because it doesn't demand, it commands. There's no need to compete for attention or chase validation when you radiate self-assurance. People notice without you having to try, because confidence cannot be forced. It must be lived. It is built slowly, through choices, experiences, and lessons learned over time. Every moment you've had to stand alone, every time you overcame doubt, every step you took forward when it was easier to stay back, it all added layers to the confidence you carry today. You see confidence in the way a woman speaks. Her words are clear, measured, and firm. She doesn't apologize for her existence, and she doesn't dilute her truth to fit in. When she says something, people listen because her voice carries weight. And that weight doesn't come from being the loudest in the room, it comes from being the most certain. Even when she disagrees, she does it without hostility because she knows her value doesn't depend on winning an argument. Confidence is not about overpowering others. It is about standing in your truth without fear. It also shows up in the way she makes decisions. A confident woman doesn't second guess every step, and she doesn't live paralyzed by what ifs. She weighs her options, trusts her judgment, and moves forward. That decisiveness is stunning because it reflects strength and clarity. People around her feel safe in her presence because her certainty becomes steady ground for them too. That kind of energy is rare and it's unforgettable. Even in how she carries herself physically, confidence is visible. Her posture is upright, not forced, but natural. She takes up space without guilt, not apologizing for existing. She doesn't hide behind crossed arms or hesitant steps. She walks with a steady rhythm that shows she is comfortable in her own skin. That posture alone can make her more captivating than any outfit or accessory ever could. As women age, confidence takes on a different depth. It's no longer about proving beauty or competing for attention. It's about embodying a kind of strength that speaks for itself. This presence doesn't rely on youth. It relies on authenticity. A confident woman in older age is stunning because she is complete. She doesn't look for someone else to define her worth. She carries it within. That's why she is remembered, why she draws people in, why she inspires without even trying. Simplicity in your style is one of the most powerful ways to remain effortlessly stunning as you grow older. It is not about stripping everything away, but about refining what you wear, how you present yourself, and what you choose to keep in your life so that nothing distracts from who you truly are. Simplicity has a way of highlighting your natural presence, making sure the focus stays on you rather than on an overwhelming amount of extras. When you embrace simplicity, you create a kind of timeless beauty that never fades with trends, because elegance in its purest form doesn't go out of style. Think about how certain women can wear the most basic outfit, a clean blouse, well-fitted trousers, or a simple dress, and somehow look more radiant than someone in layers of designer clothes. The difference is not the price tag, it's the clarity of style. When your choices are simple and intentional, they speak to a confidence that says you don't need to overdo anything to be seen. Simplicity whispers where extravagance shouts, and whispers always linger longer. That calm and clean energy draws people in because it feels effortless, and that effortlessness is where the true beauty lies. Simplicity in style is not only about clothing, but also about how you carry the details of your life. The jewelry you choose, the way you wear your hair, the colors you surround yourself with. When these are done with subtlety, they enhance instead of overpower. A delicate piece of jewelry, a natural shade of lipstick, a hairstyle that frames your face rather than hides it. All of these choices add to the aura of ease. It's never about trying to appear younger or chasing what everyone else is wearing. It's about knowing what works for you and leaning into it fully. That self-awareness is what makes simplicity so striking, because it reflects not just taste, but wisdom. There is also beauty in the way simplicity gives space for your character to shine. When your style is uncomplicated, it doesn't hide your expressions, your gestures, or your energy. People notice your smile more, your eyes more, the way you speak more, because they are not distracted by too many layers or loud choices. Simplicity places the spotlight exactly where it should be, on the essence of who you are. That is why women who embrace simple elegance often feel more approachable and memorable. They carry a kind of clarity that others find refreshing because it shows they are comfortable in their own skin and don't need to compete with noise to be noticed. Simplicity also extends beyond physical appearance. It is in how you design your life, in what you choose to give your attention to, in how you keep your surroundings. A woman who keeps her environment calm and uncluttered reflects that same calm in herself. A home that feels peaceful, a wardrobe that feels intentional, a lifestyle that feels balanced. These are all extensions of simplicity. They mirror the same principles of style. Cut away what is unnecessary so that what remains can shine. As you grow older, simplicity becomes even more powerful because it aligns with authenticity. It shows you are not chasing trends or trying to outdo anyone else. You are simply embracing what suits you best. That level of self-knowledge is stunning because it cannot be manufactured. It is the kind of beauty that doesn't scream for attention, but effortlessly holds it. Simplicity is not about less, it is about better. It is the art of choosing with intention, the ability to remove the excess so that your true self is always the centerpiece. And when your style is simple yet refined, you radiate a kind of timeless elegance that only becomes stronger with age. Kindness in how you treat others is one of the most powerful and captivating qualities a woman can carry, especially in older age. There is something magnetic about someone who moves through the world with a gentle strength, someone who can hold her head high while still lowering her hand to lift others. Kindness has a way of softening even the hardest environments, and when a woman embodies it, she creates a presence that people remember long after she leaves. It doesn't take expensive clothes, polished perfection, or youth to be unforgettable. Kindness alone has the power to leave the deepest impression. The beauty of kindness lies in how it makes others feel. People might forget your words, they might forget the details of what you wore, but they never forget how you made them feel. A kind woman makes others feel seen, heard, and valued without having to try. She can turn an ordinary interaction into something meaningful simply by offering her full attention, by giving someone her patience, by choosing compassion over judgment. That ability is stunning because it shows depth, and depth is always more lasting than surface-level appearances. Kindness is also powerful because it doesn't mean weakness. It takes strength to remain gentle in a world that often rewards coldness and self-centeredness. A woman who chooses kindness is not naive. She knows people, she knows life, she has seen hardship and disappointment, yet she still chooses to respond with grace. That decision speaks to resilience and wisdom. It shows that she doesn't allow the bitterness of the world to change her core. That is a beauty no wrinkle, no line, no passing of time can erase, because it comes from character. The way kindness shows up can be subtle. It's in the way she smiles at a stranger, holds a door open, speaks to service workers with the same respect she would give to anyone else. It's in how she encourages instead of criticizes, how she chooses to build others up instead of tearing them down. Even in silence, kindness can be felt. In her patience, in her willingness to listen, in the gentle way she allows others to share without fear of being dismissed. These small acts weave together into a powerful presence that others can't help but admire. Kindness in older age also carries the weight of experience. When you've lived through decades of life, when you've seen your share of challenges, to still offer kindness means it is deeply rooted. It's no longer about being liked or being seen as nice. It's about embodying who you truly are. That authenticity is stunning because it proves kindness isn't a performance, it's a way of being. Others sense it immediately. It feels genuine. It feels safe. It feels like home. That's why people are drawn to women who radiate kindness, because they carry an energy that heals, comforts, and strengthens. It also reflects self-assurance. A kind woman doesn't need to put others down to feel important because she already knows her worth. She can give freely without fearing it diminishes her. In fact, her kindness becomes the crown she wears, a quiet power that elevates her presence above superficial standards of beauty. That glow cannot be bought, and it doesn't depend on age. It's timeless. When kindness is combined with wisdom, it becomes even more impactful. A kind woman knows when to offer a word, when to simply listen, and when to step back. Her kindness is not about being agreeable at all costs. It is thoughtful, intentional, and real. People respect her because they feel her kindness is rooted in strength, not in trying to please. That balance makes her not only stunning, but unforgettable, a presence that leaves an imprint wherever she goes. Wisdom in your choices is what elevates a woman's beauty in older age beyond anything physical. It's not about knowing everything. It's about having lived enough, seen enough, and felt enough to make decisions that align with your values, protect your peace, and honor who you truly are. Wisdom is not given overnight. It is collected slowly, piece by piece, through mistakes, through lessons, through victories, and through experiences that leave marks on the heart. When a woman makes choices from that deep well of understanding, everything about her presence becomes more powerful, more magnetic, and more effortlessly stunning. Wisdom shows up in how she spends her time. A woman who has learned the value of life no longer wastes her energy on things that don't matter. She chooses carefully who she surrounds herself with, what conversations she entertains, and where she invests her attention. That ability to say no, to step away from drama, to protect her own energy, is a mark of wisdom. It is the recognition that peace is worth more than approval, and that not every battle is hers to fight. Others may still get caught up in chaos, but she stands steady, making choices that keep her aligned with her own values. That steadiness is stunning because it reflects maturity and strength. Wisdom also shows up in how she handles her relationships. She no longer clings to people out of fear or desperation because she understands that not everyone is meant to walk every chapter of life with her. She chooses her connections with discernment, knowing the difference between those who uplift her and those who drain her. That ability to let go with grace is something that only comes with time and experience. It gives her a kind of lightness because she is not weighed down by toxic attachments. That freedom makes her presence radiant because she is no longer defined by who accepts her, but by who she chooses to welcome into her life. In her daily habits, wisdom can be seen in the way she prioritizes health, rest, and balance. She understands that her body is not something to take for granted and that self-care is not indulgence, but necessity. She makes choices that allow her to age with vitality, not out of vanity, but out of respect for the vessel that carries her. This shows in her glow, in her energy, in the calm assurance with which she carries herself. People notice because she exudes the kind of beauty that comes from caring for herself deeply, inside and out. Wisdom in choices also extends to how she reacts to challenges. Instead of rushing into emotional responses, she pauses, she reflects, and then she responds with clarity. This ability to think before acting, to weigh the consequences before moving, creates a strength that feels unshakable. People around her respect her counsel because they see that her choices are rooted in thoughtfulness, not impulse. This kind of presence is stunning because it reflects a woman who knows herself so well that nothing can easily shake her foundation. Even in the way she sees beauty itself, wisdom shapes her perspective. She no longer measures beauty by youth or perfection, but by authenticity and depth. She embraces the changes in her appearance not as flaws, but as stories, as evidence of the life she has lived. That acceptance radiates confidence because when a woman embraces herself fully, she sets an example that inspires others to do the same. Her choices reflect this wisdom, choosing grace over insecurity, self-acceptance over comparison, peace over pressure. Wisdom in choices becomes her most captivating quality because it gives her a life that reflects intention. She is not carried by trends, not swayed by every opinion, not trapped in the need to impress. She walks her own path with clarity, and that is what makes her truly stunning. Her presence is a reminder that real beauty is not in what you wear, not in what you own,